No, Todd's vegan.
Vegan?
It's not really that big of a deal.
No kidding. Anyone can be vegan.
Ovo-lacto-vegetarian, maybe.
Over what?
I partake not in the meat, nor the breast milk, nor the ovum of any creature with a face.
Short answer, being vegan just makes you better than most people.
Bingo.
Alright, so that clip is actually sort of making fun of the vegan diet, which is no surprise. There's a new Slim Jim commercial that actually just came out, and it shows that men aren't considered masculine if they don't eat meat. So technically, this vegan diet doesn't really have such a great rapport. But we're going to show you guys today why you should take this diet a little bit more seriously.
A vegan diet consists of no meat, no dairy, and things like honey, because those come from bees, and vegans don't eat anything that comes from an animal. Also, red 40, which is a food dye, like the red food coloring, because it comes from bugs with a red outer shell that is boiled to get that color.
There's also gelatin, which is the boiled horse hooves, and that's to get those jelly-consistent foods like gummy worms and Jell-O.
Surprisingly, though, you can still eat Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids.
Because they don't include that, so that's kind of awesome.
Yep.
So what can I eat?
You get to eat all of this. We're talking about all fruits and veggies.
Yummy.
But, you know, what's the point? And why should anyone bother with this type of vegan diet?
Well, that's funny because America is the second fattest country in the world, only surpassed by Mexico.
And this is really one of those numbers that you want to take a look at. Okay, so in 1980, we had 0 states with an obesity rating that was a 15% or more. Fast forward to 2013, 41 states with an obesity rate of 25% or more. To put that in perspective, that's essentially saying that almost the majority of the country has a population of 1/4 that is obese.
Wow.
So you have all these people and all this food, but what are you really eating?
We're going to give you a little warning right here for this photo. It's a little bit of a gagging factor. But this is a picture that went viral a few years ago. And what does anyone think that looks like? I kind of think it looks like ice cream.
Yeah, maybe like the fluff, the stuff like,
oh, yes,
like the
you're
marshmallow.
So right. Yes, like a fluff. Well, it's actually a very beloved food that is consumed by millions.
Chicken nuggets.
Yum. All right, so there was a study that recently came out just a few months ago that said that a chicken nugget is got 50% of a chicken in it, and what's the rest of it, guys?
Byproduct, aka dog food.
Literally, go to the grocery store and check that out. The first product with dog food is chicken byproduct, which, just so everybody knows what that is, that's like ground up bones, the weird gooey intestines of the chicken, all the fat from the chicken, grounded up and made into that delicious paste that we just saw earlier.
And if you think dog food's bad, just wait.
We've got a few more things that are kind of going to make it gag a little bit here. So there is this awesome thing called shredded cheese. Who doesn't like shredded cheese? What do you guys use shredded cheese on?
I use it to make my nachos and mac and cheese.
Use it in a salad?
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. So there's a funny little article that just came out though on BuzzFeed that lets you know that your shredded cheese actually has sawdust in it.
I feel like my hamster should be running around on that.
Exactly, not in your food, but the sawdust is put in there to make it not clump. Make it fun.
Not only could there possibly be fingers in your chili at Wendy's, but there's also made up of they use day-old burgers in their chili as well as sand. Literal sand.
I always knew it was kind of gritty.
Alright, so we're going to show you a clip now from the documentary called Food Inc., which is basically going to show you guys that not only are you eating, fast food or processed foods that have weird things in them, but this is also going to show you that your regular chicken, or what we showed you earlier, the 50% of that chicken, is actually pumped with other pesticides.
Birds are now raised and slaughtered in half the time they were 50 years ago, but now they're twice as big. People like to eat white meat, so they redesigned the chicken to have large breasts. They not only changed the chicken, they changed the farmer. Today, chicken farmers no longer control their birds. A company like Tyson owns the birds from the day they're dropped off until the day that they're slaughtered.
Oh, do you feel not very well after eating all that? It's probably because you've just ingested pesticides. That's disgusting.
Not to mention that video is really sad watching those chicks.
It is sad.
It's pretty sad. All right, and not to mention this though, we're going to talk about something we like to call
So fake it's vegan.
one of those is
Oreos.
Oreos are actually made of chocolate and cream, so they say. But if you check out the ingredients in an actual Oreo, they consist of neither of them. So these are the products that we like to call so fake they're vegan because they literally have no animal byproduct in that. Oreos should definitely have some milk in them if they're made out of chocolate and cream. We will give a little more courtesy to Junior Mints, but we will also say that they are vegan, even though they consist of what they call milk chocolate or pure chocolate.
That means basically they're so chemically modified that it's not real. Ugh.
So we've probably pissed you guys off a little bit. I mean, you're not going to go through the McDonald's drive-thru now because you know that what you're eating is not really food. But what are we asking you to do now? Well, we want you to initially switch over to a vegan diet, which is essentially no animal byproducts.
There are 7.3 million people in the world / United States
Who are vegans? They come in all shapes and sizes. Alright, so if I'm going to do this vegan diet, no animals, okay, where the heck do I get protein, guys? And where the heck do I get my calcium? Well,
Vegans are going to mostly get their protein from veggie burgers, as well as black beans, lentils, potatoes, and tofu, which you can cook in many different ways.
we've also got here this cute little infographic. It's kind of hard for you to read, so we'll lay it down for you guys. And this is showing you some of the products of what you kind of need from a diet and where you can get them by doing it the vegan style.
Alright, so you want iron in your diet. You can get that from whole wheat bread, kidney beans, broccoli, etc.
You need some calcium. You can get it from your collard greens, dried figs, and molasses.
And you need your vitamin D, which you can get from your 15 minutes of sunshine, which is perfect here in Florida, and your fortified soy milk.
B12 can be received from natural nutritional yeast, soy milk, or fortified cereals.
Also, your omega-3s. They can be found in flaxseed, flax oil, and walnuts. Delicious little snacks.
And not to mention the B12, that nutritional yeast, is actually a very well-known product with vegans, and it's like used as like a cheesy sort of extract, kind of put on popcorn or made for your own mac and cheese sauce. All right, so we've kind of showed you the basis of the vegan diet, but we want to show you guys that you can eat stuff instead of just, we're not saying you can't just eat black beans and you can't only eat collard greens. We're going to show you that a vegan diet is definitely more than just grass.
Now, these photos here were taken from a popular blog called The Garden of Vegan.
This right here is the vegan version of a BLT known as the V-Blat, which is pretty much just your vegetarian bacon, your avocados, tomatoes, and grilled onions.
The next one we have is just a simple white rice and chickpea meal with grilled veggies, and then tofu with a popular sriracha sauce topped over it, which is just a hot sauce with lots of flavor that vegans love to season their food with.
Right, now in that top left, we've got a peach-flavored tofu topped with pomegranate seeds and uncooked pumpkin seeds.
There's also some hummus in the top corner that you can dip with your carrots and just regular chips, and some almonds and dark chocolate as sort of like a dessert snack on the side.
Alright, right here we've got your basic taco salad without the meat, with your salsa, hummus, and avocado, and all that good stuff.
And moving on to the next one. This is a very popular dish with vegans. Is an oatmeal breakfast. Except look at this. This is not your mother's oatmeal. You've got frozen fruit. You've got your pumpkin seeds. You've got a little bit of peanut butter in there. Some soy milk. And also some bananas with cinnamon sugar. This is a personal favorite of mine. This scrambled tofu. They actually use turmeric, which is often used in making deviled eggs to give it that flavor. But then they've got some toast using Earth Balance, which is a vegan margarine, and some vegetables and some fruit up there.
All right, now we got some pasta. Delicious. Most red sauces are actually vegan in pastas unless they are obviously an egg pasta or anything like that. It's all vegan. It's also topped with a specific cheese called the
Daya cheese.
Daya cheese.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit later for you guys to give you an idea of what that is.
So, now that we've got you hungry and shown you that vegans can eat real food, they just have to be a little bit more careful. We're going to give you some more vegan facts.
To start us off, the cholesterol levels. In a meat eater, they are 210. In a vegetarian, it is 161. And in a vegan, it is 133. These numbers come from PETA.
Also, the goal is to have your cholesterol level be really low.
Yeah.
So here this shows that 45% of vegans have a less chance of blood cancer and 12% have a less chance of cancer in general.
There is a little error on this screen. It is supposed to be 500,000 cars, but the idea is still the same.
If every American skipped one meal of chicken per week, the CO2 savings would be equal to 1.5 million cars off the road. That's a lot.
That is a lot of cars.
70% of the grains that we grow actually go straight to the animals that are being slaughtered for people to eat.
Ugh.
And speaking of that grain consumption, this is also showing that the soybean production process only takes 5 trillion gallons of water, while the meat production takes 235 trillion gallons of water to produce.
More than half the water coming from the United States is actually produced, or not coming from the United States, coming from the water sources, is actually going to those farmed animals. So we're feeding our water, causing all these droughts and everything like that, to animals that we're going to slaughter. So if we took out the meat and from the animals, we would actually have a lot more water supply for the humans.
Alright, so one of the fun things that you will get asked as a vegan is, well, you know, oh, vegan sounds fun, but I could never give up cheese. How many times do we hear that? I could never give up cheese. I could never give up my ice cream. We're going to show you guys that you don't have to give up what you love.
Daya is a very popular brand of vegan cheese. It comes in shreds as well as slices and is usually typically the same price as market cheese.
This is Amy's pre-cooked heatable meals. They're all different flavors. It's much like lean cuisine, but it's vegan style.
A popular one is mac and cheese, and it's actually made with the Daya cheese that we just said before.
This is tofurkey. This is a vegetarian feast, which is popular with tofu, turkey stuffed with vegetarian stuffing.
And then here are some more examples of things that other vegans can eat that you wouldn't think, like chicken strips, beefless burgers, crispy Asian chicken, or even mayonnaise.
And these are different styles and flavors of ice cream that are vegan friendly.
And then most vegans can shop around places like Whole Foods or certain markets like that, and we actually have one opening up in Countryside Mall in Sears. Greenwise is also very popular in the vegan world. It's very easy to acquire any organic vegetables, fruits, or other vegan-friendly meals.
So what we're asking you to do is take the challenge and try to be vegan. You can either take meat out of your diet completely or start small first.
Or you can completely go cold turkey and just try to cut any meat or animal products out of your diet whatsoever.
We don't want you to feel alone in this. If you can do it, if they can do it, why can't you?
Mike Tyson, Carrie Underwood, Ellen DeGeneres,
Leah Michelle,
Joan Jett,
and Betty White. For more information, go to www.vegan.com.